Packing for Japan does not need to be stressful. You should be looking forward to your deer, your matcha lattes, your bullet trains. So grab your passport, open your suitcase up, let's pack. Hello, I am Allison and I actually live in Japan. Sorry for gaslighting you, but I've been living here for 6 years now. And before that, I've come as a student, I've come as a tourist, and I help lots of people on YouTube and my friends prepare coming to Japan to travel and have fun. So today I thought I would take advantage of the fact that I recently got back from China and have my suitcase out and show you how I would pack, what I would consider if I was going to take a trip to Japan for 1 to 2 weeks. Because whenever I go abroad, I always look up these videos, and you know what? Every country is different. Every country has its little things that you would never think about unless you've been there. So let's do this. I wanted to start with something that is super, super important. Shoes. By the way, everyone in Japan wears New Balances. Not related, but you need to be very careful about what shoes you bring. Because, I mean, obviously you're going to be walking a lot. I would prepare to walk 20,000 steps a day, maybe on average. So of course, comfort is a must. But equally as important is you want to make sure that they're easy to slip on and off. So yes, you can still do laced up sneakers. I wear these all the time. You just have to be able to get your shoe in like without too much like finagling of the heel thing. Don't wear shoes that you have to lace up every time. Trust me, don't do it. Because in Japan, there's a lot of situations actually where you have to take off your shoes to enter a building. So this is usually going to be like a temple, a castle, and pretty frequently Japanese style restaurants, because you are not allowed to wear shoes on tatami mat. So depending on the length of your trip, I would bring 1 to 2 pairs of sneakers so your feet don't get like tired in one pair. And then depending on what you're going to be doing in Japan, maybe 1 more cute pair of shoes. Or if you're coming in winter, instead of a pair of sneakers, bring 1 sneaker and a boot. Or in summer, a sneaker and a sandal. If you bring a boot, no lace up, leave the docks at home. This is not the time or place for them. Next, about clothes themselves. So clothes, where to begin? So a lot of Americans come to Japan wearing things like yoga pants, athleisure. No one in Japan really dresses like that. So you're gonna stand out. Like, don't get me wrong, if you look like this, you're already gonna stand out, but that just, it kind of takes it to the next level. I don't know. To be clear, you can wear what absolutely like whatever you want in Japan, like almost. But if I were to recommend what kind of clothes you should bring for women especially, I would stay away from really tight fitting clothes. And also I would avoid clothes that go like in a V-neck or too deep, like where you can see your chest. Because women here, they just don't wear it. If you're going to a club also, then just wear whatever you want. That's a separate thing. But also for both men and for women, if you'd like, I would treat this like an opportunity to kind of dress a little bit nicer. A lot of Japanese people, especially in Tokyo, dress very well on a daily basis. Europeans, you will probably be fine. But yeah, a lot of people come here and then they say they feel very underdressed. Don't try to dress like a Japanese person. It's not gonna work and you don't really need to do that, but it's just something to keep in mind while packing. So Japan, obviously you can buy clothes here. However, Japanese sizes run really small compared to America. So for example, in America, I am a size medium or large. This is a medium from H&M, and in Japanese sizes I am a large or extra large usually, or even XXL. And a lot of trendy Japanese brands only carry 1 size of clothes that they're selling, and this 1 size usually fits a Japanese small to medium. So also if you're tall, there's that too for women and men. I'm 165 centimeters, 5'6" almost ish, and I am like on the limit of like an average tall size here. So for seasons, if you're coming in summer, Japan is super hot. It's usually like 90 to 100 degrees. Like I said, I wouldn't go too revealing. And in summer, I'd probably only bring like 1 long sleeved item. But even then, it's mostly just for fashion because even at night, it's hot. However, fall, winter, spring, layering, cardigans, etc. Amazing. Honestly, what you're gonna have to do, you're just gonna have to check the weather like a few days before you fly out and see what it's looking like, because the temperatures can really vary. If you're coming to Tokyo in winter, bring a down jacket. It usually does not snow in Tokyo or Kyoto, maybe just like once or twice a year. And the temperature in the daytime is usually like 40s to maybe low 50s, but at night it gets into the 30s, even 20s. Of course, it really depends where you're going specifically, so please look up each city on your itinerary and check. However, very important for men and women, pajamas, you don't need them, maybe. It depends on your size. So hotels in Japan, it's very standard for them to provide you with free to wear while you're staying there pajamas. These could be in the form of like some kind of hospital-like top and bottom, or it could be like a Ebenezer Scrooge style long nightgown, etc. But if you're interested in this, and I'd say if you are kind of deviating outside the standard Japanese small to large size range for both men and women, I would check with the hotel to see what the size is of the pajamas exactly. But this could save you a lot of luggage space. Personally, I never bring pajamas when I travel domestically. This does not apply though for really cheap options, for budget options like hostels. Next, for bags. So I'm assuming you're gonna be bringing a backpack. So this is personally the size of backpack I would bring if it were me. It's basically big enough to fit a 13-inch laptop like to here. You could of course go bigger for like the airplane, but personally, I like a backpack that could double as like a day bag while you're going around town too. You don't want to bring something bigger than this or you're gonna look insane. And then something else you're gonna need is, in my opinion, I prefer to have at least like one kind of weather resistant option. And I think while traveling, crossbody is the way to go. So this is the bag I bring with me everywhere, in Japan, abroad. This is it, the Uniqlo crossbody. It can fit a lot. It's water resistant, good bag. You can buy one here. You could bring it with you. People wear this here, it's fine. And if you want to bring one more bag, maybe like a actual like leather purse or something, for example, you totally can. Depends on you. Next, let's talk about electronics. So one thing you should pack or prepare in advance at least, kind of depends, is either a physical data SIM card for your phone or an eSIM. It depends what model phone you have. Or you could alternatively do like a pocket Wi-Fi situation. And then also something that you should consider if you want to like stay up to date with the shows you're watching, stay safe while you're browsing the internet online here, etc., is a VPN. And this is where I'd like to thank the sponsor of today's video, NordVPN. So one thing that's really easy to overlook while you're traveling is just how much content is geo-blocked. So that means you can't view the same stuff in every single country. So even if you're coming in Japan and you're thinking like, yes, Japan, I can watch one of my favorite anime while I'm in Japan, sites like Crunchyroll are totally blocked, and even the Netflix anime catalog is different. So not only does NordVPN let you circumvent around this so that you can still access your shows by making it look like you're still in your home country, it can also protect your private and personal information while you're connecting to Wi-Fi in like your hotel, on the bullet train, at a cafe, etc. So if you're interested in accessing all the same websites and media that you can back home while staying safe online, I highly encourage you to try out NordVPN for yourself while you're traveling. And you can try it risk-free now with a 30-day money-back guarantee with my code at nordvpn.com/Allison in Tokyo, where right now new users will get a huge discount with the purchase of a 2-year plan in addition to 4 extra months free. So thank you, NordVPN. And next, you need a portable charger. Even if you're not the kind of person who usually looks at their phone a lot, now you will be, because you need to look at Google Maps. You need it for maybe your transportation card, your credit card, etc., etc. Trust me, you need this. Next, it really totally depends on what country you're coming from. But in Japan, this is the typical plug style. It's just 2-pronged. If you're American, this is like the same as the iPhone charger. It's the exact same one. It works totally fine. Other countries, maybe you need an adapter. I don't know. This is it. This is the only one Japan has, just this 2-prong. If you have the third grounder thing for Americans, like for laptops and stuff, you need an adapter for that. Next, toiletries. Kind of. I don't know where to put this in the categories, so I'm just gonna say it now. Something you might want to consider is a foldable umbrella. Ideally one that's like about this big, like to fit in your bag. If you're coming in summer, or if the forecast looks like it has rain on it when you're coming, I'd bring this. Of course, you could borrow a umbrella from your hotel maybe, or you could even buy one at the convenience store for quite cheap, but they're like the big kind usually. And traveling around with like a giant umbrella is not recommended unless it's like a constantly rainy day. It's just like an option. It kind of depends. Something else you should think of though is do not forget to bring deodorant. Okay, Japanese deodorant exists. It's not good. Summer especially, oh my god, don't forget deodorant. You're gonna regret it. Okay, now for the ladies, tampons. So if you use tampons, make sure you bring enough. They do exist in Japan now. They do exist, but they're not good. Like they're not as good in my opinion. Like they're not smooth. Trust me, please bring enough tampons. If you don't use tampons, if you use pads, great news, Japanese pads are cheap and they're very good. You don't need to bring that many. You can totally buy them here. Basic toiletries. So Japanese hotels usually have things like toothbrushes, razors, shampoo, body soap, etc. So you actually don't even need to bring a toothbrush if you don't want to. Again, hostile people, I'm not talking to you. Your hotel should list it on the website, or you could just ask them. Of course, you could also bring your own. It totally depends on what you want to do. Next is I would definitely bring hand sanitizer, and even maybe put like a paper soap kind of thing. The bathrooms in Japan have soap. Usually, it's not uncommon for bathrooms in train stations and parks, things like that, to not have soap. Don't know why, please don't ask. I don't know. There's just no soap. Similarly, I would also highly consider bringing or buying right after you land, like a little hand towel. It's more common nowadays for most bathrooms to have some sort of like hand drying situation in them, but again, train stations, parks, etc. may not have anything. It's probably like, it's literally just a sink is what I'm saying. So you're gonna need this to dry off your hands, especially in winter, or you'll be sad with cold hands. These are also really useful for other things like a foot bath, for example, or if it's in summer to wipe the sweat off your face. It's good to carry around. I would also highly consider bringing a small set of medicine, mainly painkillers if you need them, and maybe things like Dramamine or like the stomach Tums. Japan obviously has a medicine. It's not as strong as American medicine. It's really not. And people always complain about it, including me. There's a noticeable difference. So I'd really bring some with you if you can. Next, shopping and money. Cash, you need it. Personally, I would recommend getting about 20 to 30,000 yen at least in advance in cash. Get it out of like a 7-Eleven ATM after you land. Personally, I just would prefer to have some on me from the beginning, but you do you. A lot of things now you can use credit cards and your transportation card to pay for them, but not everything. Trust me, you need cash. Similarly, you're gonna end up with a lot of coins. So in Japan, up to the 500 yen coin is in coins. This is like $5 in America. These things. You're gonna have so many coins all the time, and you should always have coins on you all the time for things like vending machines or gacha machines. So if your wallet is not like this, like where it has a pretty okay coin pouch size, I would consider bringing a separate coin pouch. For shopping, perhaps the biggest luggage tip is don't pack the whole suitcase full. Obviously, it depends who you are. It depends if you even want to do any shopping at all in Japan, but I think most people are going to end up buying stuff here. Japan is a great place to buy things. It's a great place to shop. Everything here is really cute. It's high quality. And right now it's really cheap. But I would highly urge you to consider how many suitcases you're actually bringing, right? So like what suitcase should you actually bring? Personally, if it was a 2-week trip, if it was me, I would bring one medium-sized suitcase, then bring a separate foldable duffel, or nest a smaller carry-on into like the medium-sized luggage. Depends on you and your trip if you want to deal with another suitcase. Would not bring like the large suitcase and then a medium suitcase if it's just you pushing them around in the train station. You have to imagine yourself running to a bullet train with whatever you're bringing to Japan. Unless you're just staying at one hotel in Tokyo, then disregard, do what you want. It's just me. You could even get away with one carry-on, honestly, if you want to do it that way. If you do decide to bring multiple suitcases, like a medium and a carry-on from the get-go, luggage forwarding services are very popular here. I talk about it in a lot of my videos. Look up Yamato. Basically, you can forward your luggage to a different hotel for like 20 bucks. Also consider what laundry facilities you're gonna have access to. Again, it just depends on your hotel. I'll say in winter, the clothes may be bulkier, but you can rewear the same sweater like for a week. Compared to summer, where please God do not rewear the same outfit because you're probably gonna sweat through the thing every single day. So another suitcase option, by the way, is you could just buy another one after you get here, like at Donkey, if you already needed a new suitcase. If you do that, I would strategically think about your shopping and buy the suitcase and your shopping near the end of your trip. That's my luggage advice for 2 weeks in Japan. I'm sure I did not say everything, so please let me know down below in the comments if you have any other advice If you have any questions about what you should or shouldn't bring, I hope you have a very nice Japan trip. I'm sure it will go great. Please don't worry too much. You can honestly buy basically anything here if you happen to forget it. And at the convenience store, man, they sell shirts stuff now. So like the video, leave that comment down below, subscribe to my channel for more advice and tips and stuff about traveling in Japan, and I'll see you guys back here again soon. Bye!